In this video, I'm going to share why it's actually good to lose your identity. Coming up. Hey there, Dan Caton with Fathers for All. Thanks for joining me today. At this channel, we're covering topics of faith, freedom, and fatherhood. In our previous video, we looked at all the different sources of our identity and also where we can find identity in Scripture. We can get wrapped up in the wrong identity source. We may let work define us or the sport we're involved in dictate who we are. Or we may let the friends that we associate with those things control our identity. This can be dangerous if the company downsizes and we lose our job, or if injury strikes and we are unable to participate in that sport that we've so much invested our identity in. Frankly, when that happens, it can be very crippling, especially if it's something that we've staked our identity in the entire time. So why would any of that be good? It wouldn't. It would be painful, and it would be very difficult to lose something that we are so closely identified with. We might struggle with self-worth or validation when this happens. In the long run, losing our identity in that one thing might become the catalyst to help us grow into something bigger or better than we could ever imagine. In fact, it could help us grow stronger. In Romans 13:11-14, it says this: "We are to cast off darkness and put on the armor of light." It instructs us to put on Christ and to make no room for the flesh. In Ephesians 4:20-24, it says, "The old man, his old ways, his conduct perishes." They're lost. The old identity fades and a new man surfaces. Interestingly enough, it continues in chapter 5 and says that you were once darkness. Now you are the light in the Lord. It's interesting that it doesn't say that you were once in darkness. It says you were once darkness. When we have Christ in us, we become light. We are light in the Lord. But prior to that, it's interesting that we are not in darkness. We are darkness. That darkness is dwelling within us. When we place our identity in things that easily perish, we can find ourselves lost when adversity strikes. When your identity is placed in something that lasts, something that endures, when difficulties come into your life, when adversity comes into your life, you will have a greater chance of weathering that and enduring through that. I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say when difficulties come into your life it's going to be a bed of roses. But you will be able to weather it. You'll be able to endure it with strength. Who or what do you place your identity in? I would love to read the comments below and in dialogue with you about that. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I really hope that you've gained some value out of this. And if you have, if you would consider please subscribing to my channel and hitting like button. My goal here is to bring a message of hope and faith, and also a message of freedom to those who may not be experiencing it. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to be looking at different avenues of freedom that we can experience and different things that we can do, the steps that we can take in our lives from a daily basis to achieve that, to walk in freedom and what it looks like. If you want to see some of our past videos, click them over here below. And until then, may you find your identity in the Father for All.